Hello and welcome back to the channel. Now, with the elections just a day away, it is now tomorrow. Today's the 15th and the elections is on the 16th. I am now doing this video really to discuss the choices that you have to make and to discuss the candidates that you should consider voting for. So now, before we discuss the candidates that you should consider voting for, let's first discount the candidates that you should not consider voting for. Now, you don't need me to list the names. You already know who they are. The candidates that you should not consider voting for are, of course, Atiku and Buhari. So between Atiku and Buhari, they are a representation, the two of them, they're a representation of the class that has ruled that country pretty much since independence till date. Because if you look at the trajectory, Buhari has been in that in a rulership form or of some status or the other of that country for 40 odd years, and Atiku has been round about those figures as well. And really, between all of that period, the country has ended up where it is. So now these people now, they've offered all they have to offer, and what they have to offer is what has led the country to the state that it is now. So there's no new idea after 40 years of trying that Buhari will now bring in the next 4 years that will make any quantum change. And there's no new idea that Atiku, after 30 odd years of being in the system, is now going to bring that will make that quantum change. It's going to be a continuation of the corruption, and we've already seen the signal. Atiku is the marquee name for corruption amongst the people that are vying for the position at the moment. And we've already seen Buhari's stance on corruption, the way he defended the Kano governor, the way he's defending Babache and all whatnot, and all the controversy around his wife and the ADC and the relentless looting, Tinubu, etc. So Amechi, so that tells you what his stance is. So we can't now think that there's going to be any change in the next 4 years when there hasn't been any indication of any change in the last 40 years. So you can discount those two, Atiku and Buhari. So if you discount Atiku and Buhari, then where should your vote go to? Your vote obviously should go to the newer generation candidates, because we need to make that quantum leap, that generational shift, that seismic move from the old guard to the new order. So we need to move from the old guard to the new order, and the new order, of course, are represented by the names that you're all already familiar with. So that's the first decision that you have to consider. The decision that you first have to make is to abandon the old guard and give your vote to the new guard. So now, having then made that decision to give your vote to the new guard, then who amongst that new guard should you give your vote to have the most effect? If the numbers are split, because the numbers that are going to the new generation of politicians, the new order, the numbers of votes that are going to the new order are quite set, because it is a certain mindset that is going to be voting for the Showores and the Mogalus and the Fela Durotoyes. So it's a certain mindset. Is the educated person, is the exhausted person, is the enlightened person, is the person that has identified that there's no future with the old guard. So that's the mindset. But that mindset, unfortunately, is not the mindset of the generality of Nigerians. It might not well even be the mindset of the majority of Nigerians, and only this election really will give us an indication of how widespread that mindset is. So the mindset that is looking for change is quite numbered within the Nigerian space, and it's that mindset that is looking for that seismic change, that is looking really to vote for the Showores and the Mogalus and the Durotoyes, etc. So now, if that mindset is a set number and there are that many of these new generation candidates to split that vote, that really still plays into the hands of the old order. So really, to have the most effect, those set numbers of votes that are looking to vote for the new order have to coalesce behind one identified candidate that has the most chance of disrupting the old order. This is really how it's going to work, because if they split their votes, then all their individual votes actually amount to nothing, because it would not then be sufficient to impact on the old order. So now the most effective thing to do is to coalesce the votes behind one candidate that has been identified as having the most prospect of really shaking the old order, or really completely wresting power from the old order, which is exactly what we want. So now, who is that person then amongst the new generation of politicians that have the best chance of wrestling that power from the old order? So now, we've all heard a lot from them. We've probably all heard enough from them. I think everybody has heard pretty much most of the things that Fela Durotoye has to say. I think everybody has pretty much heard most of the things that Kingsley Moghalu has to say, and I think everybody has heard pretty much most of the things that Sowore has to say. So now they've said all they have to say, we've heard all we have to hear, and we've seen how they have presented themselves. So now, what does it now boil down to? What it boils down to now is just the minutiae of the difference. So it's the name recognition, it's the campaigning, it's the resonance with the people, etc. So now, who amongst those three gentlemen would you say has the best name recognition, has the best resonance with the people? And by resonance with the people, he identifies with the people more, and more importantly, the people identify with him more. And when I say the people, I mean the everyday Nigerian. And when I say the everyday Nigerian, I don't necessarily mean the highly educated or the non-educated, but like an average person of a reasonable mind. Who do you think they most associate with out of all those three candidates? Now, if you look at their campaigning, Sowore, as we know, traveled all over Nigeria. We've seen him in Jalingo, we've seen him everywhere, and I'm sure all the other candidates are well traveled too. But in terms of resonance, and from my own personal view, just from my own little channel on YouTube, in terms of the feedback from the numbers that I am seeing, Sowore has a massive following. There's absolutely no disputing that. I am not saying he's the best man for the job. I am not saying he's not the best man for the job. I'm just looking at name recognition, resonance, and following. So in terms of name recognition, resonance, that i.e. being able to identify with the common man, and the common man being able to identify with him. So name recognition, resonance, and following, there's absolutely no refuting the fact that Sowore is streets ahead in terms of the new generation candidates. Is the one that people know about the most, is the one that people identify with the most, and is the one that interacts with the population the most, and it's the one that seems to have the most mass following out of all of the new generation candidates. So I'm not saying he's the best, and I'm not saying he's not the best. So we're setting that to one side. But because really all three of them, and particularly if we narrow it down to two, Kingsley Moghalu or Omoyele Sowore will do a fantastically competent job as the Nigerian president, a million and billion times better than Buhari would ever be able to do if he lived to be 1,000,001. They're just streets ahead in terms of capacity, in terms of outlook, in terms of intelligence, in terms of an understanding of the environment and the direction of travel of the country. So in terms of what is needed for the now, any of these candidates will do a better job. But now, who has the best chance of disrupting the old order? So this is really where I am now asking you to have that consideration as you go cast your vote tomorrow, because it would appear to me that out of the newer generations, the new generations of candidates vying for this post, Omoyele Sowore stands up high and above, and it towers above pretty much all of the newer candidates. I'm sorry, whatever your sympathies are, and my sympathies might not even be 100% with Omoyele Sowore either, but there's no disputing the fact that in terms of name recognition, in terms of campaigning, because he campaigned hard, that guy, and he campaigned relentlessly, and that is why his name has that recognition, and that is why he resonates with the people, because he speaks the language of the people. He speaks truth to power. He has bravery. He has doggedness. He has energy. You can see the energy from the way that he has campaigned. You know, it's a real workout. It's like a real gym session. It's like going to the gym and doing like a 24-hour straight. That was the sort of campaigning that this guy did. So he has that vibrancy about him, and that vibrancy and energy and doggedness and you know, just that vim and energy is something that the people like and the people gravitate towards. And you can see that gravitation in all of the feedbacks, especially online. If you go through my comment section, it's all Sowore. You will think I'm a Sowore channel, and I'm not a Sowore channel. You know, I am a political commentator giving out views out there and inviting you guys to engage with those views so that we can have a debate, and a civilized debate as well, by the way, guys. So the fact that I might not necessarily agree with you is no reason to be upset, because you can have your views and I can have my views, and we can agree to disagree and still be friends. So there is not, oh, if you don't agree with me, then tantrums and whatnot. It is really not about that, and you know that. But really, this video now is a call to really to consider giving that vote, to consider coalescing behind Sowore, because Sowore is the one that has the best chance amongst all of the newer candidates to impact on the old order. And the one thing we want above all else is, the first thing we want is to wrest power from these criminals, but above all else we want to impact them. If we can't land a death blow, we must at least land a knockout blow. We must hit them hard enough for them to know that the Nigerian state is ready for that change, and we are saying enough is enough, and that impact can only be felt in the numbers of the votes, and those numbers of the votes really has to be reflected in strategic voting. So strategic voting is saying, yes, this is my man, but this is the best man that has the best chance to do what I really want, you know. So this is my man that I would prefer, but this man that has a better chance, he also aligns with my line of thinking. So let me go with him for now to have that impact that we need to have, and then having then done that, then we'll pick the pieces afterwards and see who's who and what's what. So this is really the call that I am making now. So that have that consideration, and the consideration I'm asking you to have is to coalesce all your votes behind Omoyele Sowore, so that we can give these guys a slap in the face and a punch in the mouth, and probably a knockout blow, because they really need a beating, and this is our best chance now to beat them. So now, if you want to administer a beating to the old guard in the Nigerian space, then the vote to Omoyele Sowore would seem to me the best course of action. So I'll leave it here because I'm talking too much now, and I don't want it to drag on, because I know a lot of people follow me from Nigeria, all the data and all that. So I'll just round it off by asking you to subscribe, because the subscription keeps this channel going, and then the YouTube algorithm needs that to let them know that we're doing something that people want, so that we can then expand and have more people come into our conversation. So I'll leave it here, meet you in the comment section, and I'll say peace.